In today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys 5 key points to clean and lubricate on any vehicle, any brake job. So the reason why you want to clean and lubricate is so you have a better braking system that's going to grab the brakes and let go of the brakes. So the slipping movement has to be nice and free, okay? Brakes cannot be restricted. So two advantage: one, your brake pad is going to last you much longer and you're going to have a better performance of the brakes. So as you can see, this brake here, the rotor does not have a good condition. The caliper is shot, but I am going to remove all this. I'm going to be replacing new brakes and new calipers and new brake pads, rotors, and caliper. And you're going to see me clean everything, and I'm going to show you where you should put the greasing, where you should clean, even if you're not replacing a caliper, where you should be greasing at. Okay, there's a few things and why you should be greasing that. I'm going to show you all that, but let me remove all this and then we'll talk. So as you can see, I got the caliper out. Okay, so one of the places I would clean is, you see the surface on this caliper, I would clean this surface really good, both sides. Okay, I'm going to let the caliper sit right here. So another surface is, I'm gonna have a new caliper. Okay, so this is gonna be, you see this sliding pin, okay, not a surface, these sliding pins, make sure lubricate to clean these with the rag. Put a good amount of silicone grease. I'm gonna show you the grease that I would use there. Okay, and you see this pad, I can move that one, but barely can move this one. This brake pad is jammed up due to the fact it's been sitting there for so long. And as you can see, look at the brake pad. Look at the wearness on the brake pad. So this one is stuck. It's all gone. Okay, the inner brake pad is all gone, but the outer one has a lot of meat. So this one been not being forced in and out, and this one being forced in, but it doesn't want to come out. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to hit it with something from back here. All right, but I'm not looking because we're gonna change the caliper here. So that's not the case. I'm gonna get this brake pad out and I'm gonna show you one of the surface you would clean it. Of course you gotta change the hardware kit, but I would suggest, best thing is you would clean out the bottom surface where this hardware kit sits. So pretty much clean out the surface on the bracket and then put the hardware kit in. And then I would lubricate here, here, up here, and back there. Try not to get anything on the rotor itself. Okay, and then put on your brake pad, and your brake pad should go in nicely and smoothly. Okay, so we have a surface here, we have a surface here to do clean and lubricate. That's 2. And then on the new brake pads, you would put a little bit of greasing on the back of each brake pad. So 1, 2, 3, and then you got the sliding pins, both of the sliding pins. 4, and then we got one more surface, very important. I'm going to show you that one once I have everything apart. Okay, so over here you need to clean this with the wire brush really well. I always say you don't have to make it nice and shiny, but if you want to use a wire brush, good. You could use a file, you could use a buffer. Okay, so long as your surface is really clean. The reason why you want to clean this is because this is where your disc is gonna sit. If your disc sits crooked, your whole braking system is gonna work crooked. Pretty much, you're gonna probably feel pulsation, warp, high-speed braking, shake. The car's gonna vibrate, and you go to a mechanic and you tell them, okay, my car shakes. He's not gonna know. Or if you did it yourself or your mechanic did it, and this is how your mechanic should do it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you a grease right now. You could put some spray of brake cleaner, parts cleaner, but long as it's nice and clean, the surface is not corroded, there's no left behind or dirt debris. So here's the grease that I'm gonna be using. Okay, that's the grease right there. Okay, there's a part number here, 05353. That's the part number on that. Let me just get a better picture of it. And this is the silicone grease here. You could use this for the sliding pins. Okay, that one's a little bit expensive, but all you do, you take a little bit of this and you lube this whole thing up really good. Doesn't have to be a lot. Just move your grease around so your brake pad is gonna sit nice. I'm sorry, your disc is gonna sit nice and flush. All right, one more surface I'm gonna show you right now. Clean where your hub, your bracket for the caliper is gonna sit, okay? Nice and clean, okay? Like I said, it doesn't have to be nice and shiny and nothing you're gonna eat off. You do not have to lubricate this area, okay? But make sure you clean. This caliper is gonna be replaced, but this is show and tell. So clean your caliper, okay, both sides. And that's how simple it is. And then you're gonna, on the bracket, you're gonna remove the hardware kit and lubricate right down below it. So when I put a new one in, I'll show you exactly where that goes. So now we have our rotor on, the disc, the caliper bracket is on. So what you wanna do is you wanna use a wire brush to clean the, if you have an old caliper, clean the surface here, there, inside too, same thing on the top and bottom. Before you put the shims on. Okay, a lot of people like to put grease here. You can put a little bit of grease here, but I'm not worried about that. And what I like to do is I like to put my hardware kit. So I'm gonna put the hardware kit in, then I'm gonna show you a little bit of a little bit of greasing here, there on top of the hardware kit. But if you want, you can put a little bit here, a little bit there, and then smack on your hardware kit. Okay guys, so I got my brake pads on there and there's no lubrication on it yet, because the reason was I wanted to try on these brake pads, okay? Try on the brake pads. The brake pads should go on nicely and smoothly. You see that? Fingertip, okay? The reason is a lot of times I seen one of my workers years back, he would hit over here. The brake pad won't go in. He'll smack and smack with the hammer, bam, 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 bam. He'd get it in there. But that's not the way to do it, okay? So if your brake pad does not fit in there, all you do is you take a file, just rub it again. Sometimes the paint makes a difference. Sometimes the edges here on both bottom and top. So once everything is nice and good, what you're gonna do is we're gonna remove the brake pads, okay? The reason is we're gonna take a little bit of greasing. What I like to do is try not to get any on the disc. Put a little bit of greasing over here. You can put on the brake pad itself, it's all up to you. What this is gonna do is, it's gonna prevent rust, corrosion, brake pads from locking up. A lot of times your brake pads will lock up, and that's how your brake pads were uneven, and they get jammed up, okay? So there you go, that's how simple it is, okay? So cleaning and lubricating is the key to a new brake job and doing it properly. And put on your brake pads. Like I said, brake pads should go in nicely and smoothly. Okay, this outer brake pad is a little bit hard to get on. So the way I do is I'll get it in there, I grab it, and gently put the brake pad in. Okay, after that, I do like to put a little bit more lube on the edges here, right there. Same thing there. And same thing on the top. Okay, there should be no lube on the inner pad where it meets the disc, okay? And the disc cannot have lube. If you want, you could throw another brake cleaner on this to clean it off at the end. You could turn your disc. If you see any lube here, clean it up. Okay, the last thing you want to do is you want to lubricate the outer edge of this brake pad. Same thing here and same thing right there. Okay. Let me get a little bit more grease, put it on the inner brake pad. Okay, it would be the same if you put it here. Okay, all right, so one last thing, which this is a new caliper. So like I showed you on the old one, if you're reusing your caliper and they're not bad, you do want to remove this. You see this have silicone grease? That's the grease I showed you right there, okay? So grease this up. But these are new calipers, so I don't need to. Your caliper pins should be nice and freely. And after that, you're done. Put on your caliper, make sure everything is tight, nice and torque. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope this gives you a little bit of process of how to do the brakes and gives you a lot of knowledge to do the brakes right and make the best of your brakes. Okay, I have a lot of videos on a lot of cars. I do it in fast process. Sometimes customer don't want me to do this, they don't want me to do that. They'll bring me pieces, and those grease are not cheap. I do recommend them. They don't want it, but I try my best. This thing is about like 25 bucks. This is like another 15 bucks. And it's all good. Don't worry about it. And thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like.